what I liked was that it isn't the sheep. People think of sheepdog, they think a man in uniform or wearing body armor, helmet, goggles, night vision, rifle, and he's out being the protector, right? But in fact, it's the broken down, beat up sheepdog who's lost probably 20 pounds, who's depressed, who's wants to kill himself every other day, and he just feels like a total nobody. It's that dog that was once an amazing dog, and he's walking down the street emaciated and hungry, trying to figure out where he's gonna get his next meal. That's the sheepdog you guys protect, and it was incredible because people don't expect that.
I appreciate you saying that because years ago on YouTube, I found this old black and white video from overseas, and it was an actual sheepdog. It looks like it's clearly shot on film
Uh-huh.
and it's archival. And long story short, it's a sheepdog actually literally protecting the sheep from a wolf. And there's like
Yeah.
three wolves. Anyway, the sheepdog gets into it, and it looks like in the beginning when you watch it, it's a hard watch. So I'm not telling anyone to go YouTube this because it's not for the faint of heart, but it defends the sheep. It's got scars, it's got all the battle wounds, right? It looks like it could be a family dog, make no mistake. And the wolves all look vicious. It kicks the butt out of a couple, two of the three wolves. The third one gets scared. I think it runs off, saves the sheep, right? It sits back down in the snow and it's panting and it looks around and it just lets out this exhale. And you just see the years of combat, loyalty, purpose. He's got a job to do. And I took that image and I put that on my wall above my desk
Wow.
and put it in one of my journals everywhere I went to remind myself because we talk about it. There's no vanity in it, right?
Right.
It's
None.
it's what our it's his ethos of, like, what it is that folks like yourself were committed to doing in their lives,
Yep.
right? Both military and law enforcement, and, I've said this before, but it's important to say it again that in my research, man, like, especially as a civilian, I truly marveled at that because it's such a selfless act. It's such a selfless act, and I wanted it to be portrayed in our film not like G.I. Joe, not like, "Oh, he's this hero or he thinks of himself a certain way. Because my character never feels sorry for himself. He's
Right.
just fighting every day to, like, get through it, and there's a line in the film where he says to his therapist towards the end that he realizes, he comes to terms with, the only way out is through.
Uh-huh.
And accepting that, when Whitney's character, Vadi Curtis Hall says, "Sometimes we have to fall apart to find ourselves all over again." And I love your story because that's exactly what you did, right? When you
Yeah.
came out, all the challenges you had, and you rediscovered yourself and went into it in completely an entirely different line of
Oh,
work, and were able to utilize the skills that you had just in a different way, you know,
right. Right.
which is inspiring, and I hope people listening and watching, um, are willing to explore that in their own lives.
Not many people will, man, because of ego or sometimes lack of counseling or lack of access, or sometimes just not willing to step outside their comfort zone. Back to that sheepdog you were describing, the dog. In the end, that dog is there probably by himself.
Yes.
Maybe one of the sheep might come by and sniff him and say, "Are you okay?" And then
Yeah.
leaves because they see, like Grossman says, he's got fangs like a wolf. He knows violence, and so they're afraid of him a little bit, but they
Yes.
respect him. At the core, the people love the sheepdog. They love the protector, and sometimes they love to hate him because he's got to do the things that nobody else wants to. I tell people when I speak to cops, you have two things to go by in this job. People will be nice to you until the moment they want to kill you, and you have to be ready to go get them sometimes. And number two, I tell them act nice so you can fit in, but think mean. And that when a
Wow.
sheepdog has to live like that for years and years and years and years and years, no matter how disciplined you are, no matter what kind of shape you're in, conditioning, it's gonna wear on you because you can only carry that hypervigilance for so long before it just like, boy, you need to chill out a little bit. So acting for me forced me to uh, hang out with people I probably would hang out with. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It forced me to see things from a different point of view. I learned a lot of respect for the actor, a lot of respect for the filmmaker, a lot of respect for the director, the writers. I worked with a lot of film students in Arizona at the film school. Much respect to you guys because there's work, a lot of rejection, a lot of nothing sometimes. But that's just the way it is in the life of a sheepdog.